Welcome back to the Rap Report. We're gonna hit up some news now. First matter, and I don't know. We're kind of crunched for time, and just it's been. I don't know about you, but I kind of feel talked to death about this. But I think we need to deal with this fucking election.
Um, yeah. I okay. I'll say my little two piece about it, and that's at first I was like on this whole. I saw this whole trend of people saying that their votes weren't going to count, and why would you participate in a stupid ass process when your votes obviously aren't going to count. It's okay for you to feel like that. It's really not, because I don't feel like you should have the right to vote if you feel like that. But for you to go out and to try to influence others not to do their duty as a citizen, it really pissed me off. Ultimately, look what happened. I say this, look what happened, because it wasn't just like in the black communities that this narrative existed. It was all over, and that definitely played a part in it. Uh, I'm I'm sickened by the results of this election, not just Trump, but the down candidates as well, like the congressman, the Senate. Like, I'm so sickened by it, but I, I just refuse to keep on on talking shit about the results. I'm not gonna be on this whole let's remain optimistic and unify to make this country uh more more cooperative for Trump. Not with that at all. I can't unify behind somebody that says and believes in the shit that he stands for. I don't care about this whole he's just a
Hmm.
puppet narrative, because that doesn't do anything for my soul. And we've remained optimistic for decades, for centuries, and it doesn't get us anywhere.
uh,
So fuck optimism.
um, and I have to be optimistic. Like I have to be optimistic or I have to ignore things. It's the only way that I can operate. Like I don't watch local news because
Mm.
I don't want to hear how many people died every day of my life. I can't function that way. Um so like to keep my
Bro.
optimism, I have to like keep like a willful ignorance to some things. And otherwise, like I will hermit up and you will not hear from me. So, yeah, with this thing, like I had went to sleep, like seeing that it was close. This was like probably 11 o'clock. I went to sleep that night and was like, you know what? I'm not gonna worry about it because worrying is not gonna fix it. Like I put in my vote. I know who I voted for, and we're just gonna see. And woke up the next
Mm.
morning and it was the exact opposite result that I had hoped for. Like everything went red. President, Senate, and House of Representatives. And like I figured Democrats weren't gonna get the House of Representatives, but like I was hoping we could get the Senate and I'd had a pretty good feeling that Trump was not going to win. And then he did. And um I was trying to figure out like how to feel about this and what it meant. And I didn't read this at the time, but I think it's pretty pretty instructive. Um Killer Mike, I forget where I had a link open and then I closed it. But um he was on some show talking and he was talking about how like the poor white people in America. Like they're angry about like their lot in life. Like the elites have been shitting all over everybody poor, like from the beginning, but there's some poor white people, and there's actually, this election proves like a good number of them who like still believe the narrative that like these other people are the cause of their problems.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, this was the last thing he said in this quote. People who look like all the people on this panel, black, brown, and all types of hues in between, I think that we've been used by a party to the liberal side that once enacted and once in office has not enacted policy that was reflective of stuff that would bring our communities up. So I think poor people got angry, and I think that there just happened to be, by this country, more poor, angry white people.
Mm-hmm.
And I definitely feel like that's part of it. Like, and I also like, so yes, uh, like black people not voting, people choosing not to vote, people using their vote as a message, like to, I guess, say to the government and everyone else, like, I don't have confidence in either of these candidates, so I'm not voting for either one. Like, I don't know that. I think that really says something. I think that message is heard like loud and clear, but I don't know that that swayed the election. I think white people swayed the election. I don't remember numbers now, but like I looked at like who voted. There was an article on the Grio, I think, that showed who went, which demographics went which ways, and it was like every white demographic, even white women, went Trump.
Yeah, I
So it
remember
was like
that.
a- all those polls up until then, which everybody was basing their predictions off of. Like Huffington Post said it was like a 99 or 98% chance that Clinton was going to win, and this other website, 538, was predicting like a 60 or 70% chance that Clinton was going to win. So like I felt strongly like we were in the clear. We were going to get a business as usual president, but like I could deal with business as usual more than I can make America great. And when the fuck was it ever great? Who are you talking about it being great for? Like I'd rather somebody try to keep shit the same and I can try to push them in my direction than having tug of war with somebody for America's soul.
Yeah.
And like white people across the board went Trump. But anyway, so those polls like showed that like there was a good number of people, a very good number of people who didn't want to say they were going to vote Trump and they ended up voting Trump. It's either that or there are people who don't get polled who like nobody has a handle on their opinion who did come out and vote and they voted Trump.
Mm.
And it's probably both of those things. I don't know enough to say which one, so I'm just going to play it safe and say both. Like it just overall shows me that like this country is way more racist, way more sexist, way more xenophobic than I, had hoped it to be. I thought we were smarter than this.
Mm. Yeah, I hear you.
I thought we were better than a majority of the country. And it wasn't a full majority. Clinton apparently got like 200,000 more votes, but that's not how our country works because we're stupid. But even then, even like if that's what you win by 200,000, that's like, whoa, 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 whoa. So we got a
Yep.
whole half this country that doesn't give a fuck about building a wall to keep out immigrants, about spending all that money for that as if immigrants are our problem,
Mm-hmm.
and that are fine with people being, all these people being deported, and we want to get rid of the idea of quote unquote anchor babies. because again, immigration is apparently the problem with this country, and women are getting 9 month abortions, and we need to stop that. Even though like it's not like that doesn't happen,
Yeah.
but you say this shit anyway, and people eat it up. And he apparently wants to do a nationwide stop and frisk program that's been like the statistics have shown in the cities that have had those programs, like you end up stopping and frisking a disproportionate amount of black people compared to how much of your population is black people. Like it targets black neighborhoods, and it just it forces us to have more interactions with the cops that are fucking shooting us anyway.
Yeah, but he don't care about that because his whole narrative was that the police need more protection and more ammunition and more resources in the first place. So
Yeah.
I fuck that. I mean, at the end of the day, complete fuck this whole situation and fuck the people that sit up there pushing this damn stupid ass petition because it's
What
like
petition is
the
this?
there's a dumbass petition that people are signing that has like over like 500,000 signatures. Uh, I actually think the number increased. But anyway, it's to prevent him from going in office in January. These people who signed this, I guarantee you, are the people that did not go out to the polls and they don't understand how our democratic process works.
I'm I'm at least sure of the second point. If you think a petition is going to stop this, you don't understand. We voted. We had a
Yeah.
full election. Unless you're claiming the voter results to be frauds or to be fraudulent, which I mean, I think it's been shown that like voter fraud, I think in the studies showed like in the last billion votes there were like 34 votes that may have been fraudulent. Like it's such a small percentage, it's not worth talking about.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, yeah, you clearly don't understand if you think this petition means anything. Like, y'all cats out there protesting, um, that means so much more.
Mhm.
Um, so I guess I'm gonna leave it here that like w- we got work to do, and I don't know if that work is like fixing these people. At least it's not for me. It ain't my work to fix idiots.
Mhm.
Not these fucking idiots, because I don't deal with them on a regular basis. They're not in my family, they're not my friends.
That's real.
Like I got to do that in the sense of like talking to dudes who are misogynistic, but like racist white people, I don't keep them around me. That ain't for me to fix.
Yeah.
If white people need to go talk to their racist uncles, or when your grandfather at Thanksgiving says something stupid, maybe you need to say something to him about it. Like that's for y'all to deal with. For us, the people who like stand the most to lose by this shit, like I feel like we got to get our shit together, and we got to be ready to be as self sufficient as possible
Yeah. I want to be a
and
nation
ready
within
to
a
take care
nation.
of each other.
Yep. Exactly. It's that time that we start linking up. Stop buying from your chicken shacks. Stop buying from your 7-Elevens. Let them niggas go out of business. Then go get that motherfucking real estate when it's up for sale.
Yeah, like save some money, support some minority or women owned businesses. When you see the bullshit happening, don't just let it go because it's not personally affecting you. Like, I don't know, go protest, put some money in somebody's hands that needs it to support the motherfuckers that are doing the work. Um, talk about it, like do something. However you join the struggle, but like we don't need that shit.
That's real.
So, moving on to some probably just as disheartening, but to me funnier news. All lives matter. Weezy, take it away.
This son of a gun. he had this interview that everybody knows about by now, where he goes all lives matter within the interview. And I mean, he later apologized for it, but I don't accept his apology. Excuse me, and it wasn't sincere to me. This was his second time going all lives matter, and it's I don't understand how he can go that route when he released that New Orleans Hurricane Katrina song. Like, he has political songs and references throughout his career, and yet he's twice denounced the Black Lives Matter movement. Like, this nigga's dead to me. No streams, no trunk fit, no shows, no merch, no nothing.
So okay, so there's that, and I think to his defense, or to be fair, like I don't think he explicitly said all lives matter. I think he said something like it was similar. It sounded similar to me to like he had a comment or he said something like racism doesn't affect me and never has.
That sounds like all lives matter to me.
It pretty much is. It's at least a denouncing of the movement itself. And like what fucked me up like probably the most is somebody said the question was something about Black Lives Matter, like is it significant to him or some shit like that. And he was like, I don't pay no attention to nothing that don't got nothing to do with me directly.
That's
Like that shit ain't got nothing to do with me. So no, I don't know nothing about it. And like he even started off like she said Black Lives Matter and he asked, what is that?
wow.
And this is the same motherfucker that like there's videos of it all over the net. At one of his shows, he yelled Black Lives Matter. Like, goddamn well what that shit is.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently he was pissed off at the interviewer because she asked him a question before that about his daughter. And um your boy T.I. dug in his
I'm
ass
so proud of
on,
she's Ti for that.
and we were debating if he was even gonna do that. And I felt like he wasn't, and you was totally right.
I'm so happy he did. Oh man, I can't believe he went off the deep end with this. It's like, it, I, like we've witnessed. He can't get away with that whole the reporter was being disrespectful with their line of question and argument, because Weezy has taught my generation of artists how to shut down an interviewer, how to shit on an interviewer, how to walk out on an interviewer, how to just go silent on an interviewer. We've witnessed these in separate interviews throughout his career.
So to get to this point and for him to lose all of that poise that he done taught y'all, yeah, it's hard to believe. Um, Unless I don't know, maybe he was really high. But then like it's Weezy, he's probably high like 23 out of 24 hours. Um,
Yeah, that doesn't he has a tolerance. I honestly think he's just pandering to the skateboarding culture that he's so desperate to like bring under his wing financially. But good luck on your newfound outlook, nigga.
and at the end, he says his life definitely matters, like especially to his bitches. And then he looks at the camera and winks. It was the most cornball, weird shit I've seen in a little while.
Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm.
It was weird, but yeah, Ti dug into him. Ti like called him out for saying that dumbass shit.
Yeah.
Um, at one point he said like you got kids looking up to you, including mine
Mm-hmm.
up until this moment.
Yeah.
Like he sunned him. He sunned the shit out of him.
Go Ti.
And then sometime a little later, Wayne's daughter screenshotted Ti shit and said like you couldn't have copied and pasted all this and picked up a phone.
Fuck that. Sometimes people need to see that shit. He could have fucking stopped that interview. Like decisions was made all across the board. Deal with the shit, and I'm dealing with it now, just like the rest of the world is. It pisses me off because I bet you it ain't no Black Lives Matter supporters that swatting this nigga crib with the prank calls every couple of months.
No, it's probably somebody white.
Dumbass.
Um, I don't know. I haven't decided that I'm gonna boycott him over this. I think because and a few people pointed this out, like you ain't never and should never have expected intelligence to come out of this guy.
Doesn't mean to get a pass.
Yeah, but in some situations with some people, I can separate artists from the music and just enjoy the music. And I think I can do that with Wayne and just like know that he's an asshole. The same way with like with somebody like 21 Savage. Like you're just rude as fuck. You're not at all role model. I don't want to play you for anybody who's at all impressionable, but I still kind of fuck with what you're doing.
Mm, I don't know. As soon as you throw dirt in my face and my and then the people into the face of the people that supported you and got you to the point where you are, I feel like you deserve you deserve backlash, so you can see how strong that is. Like you're going through a lawsuit where you can't access the money that is owed to you. Like now's not the time to bring down your
Mm-hmm.
brand. Fuck that.
Which reminds me, he's on a song called Mad on the Solange album. And it's a
Oh.
pretty cool song. He says that he tried to commit suicide and he failed at that. Um, he's mad because so many people's hands are in his pockets. It's a dope song. So yeah, I can't decide if I like really don't fuck with him or if it's just like I don't fuck with you as far as like what you say in real life, but I can still play your music.
Mm. Not me. 3 months, he gets 3 months in the box.
All right.